This is easily one of the best Decidueye teams you will ever find out there. At least in my opinion. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're battling in the OU tier versus Pokemaster88 from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, Chris has brought a pretty fire team. He's got a Baxcalibur, Zoroark, Hisui, Dragonite, Rotom Wash, Iron Treads, and of course a Decidueye because that's newly released. We've also got Decidueye, of course, so there's a good chance that Decidueye is going to do something this game because there's two of them. Even if it's not mine, necessarily. So let's see how this goes. So I think I'm going to lead off with Hydreigon, get a nice powerful Scarf U-turn off and whatever they lead off with. Potentially scout for the Zoroark on the U-turn as well, so I think that's definitely a good shout. We don't want to go straight for the KO on the Zoroark because it could be Focus Blast with Focus Sash. So yeah, we leave Hydreigon, we kind of go from there. Decidueye I can see doing something. I mean, Sucker Punch is going to be great for the Zoroark for a start. Leaf Blade we go for the Rotom. Spirit Shock will be good for their Decidueye. And we do pair up pretty well against Iron Treads, provided it doesn't have knockoff. The Dragonite we've got to watch out for, but we are immune to its extreme speed with Decidueye, so that's always something. So yeah, let's just go from there. And the battle begins. So Chris over there is going to lead off with Baxcalibur, the rank master, as we led off with Maleficent, the Hydreigon. Now obviously this is not a good matchup for them. We outspeed, we KO with Drake and Meteor. They're definitely going to switch out, and even if they don't, I don't want to risk them going for a Tera, so I'm going to go straight for that U-turn real quick, nice and fast U-turn, and we'll go straight into something to take a hit from this thing. They're going to withdraw Baxcalibur. They don't want to get hit by that Draco Meteor. Even if they're the Zoroark, they don't want to get hit by it. They're going to go into the Iron Treads, which makes a lot of sense. Iron Treads can definitely take a Draco Meteor, no problem. We'll go for a U-turn, get on out of there, and we get a free switch in with whatever we want. So already off the bat, we have got some momentum on our side, which is always nice. So I'm thinking of either going into our Volcarona, get off a nice powerful Fiery Dance, bait out our Dragonite potentially, or the Baxcalibur. I'm also thinking about going into Slowking because we can go for that Surf or the Chilly Reception. They don't have any Dark types on the team, so Future Sight could be pretty good here. I'm also thinking about going into our Great Tusk. I think our Great Tusk is probably the best bet because close combat is going to hurt. They do get a free switch into Decidueye pretty much. So I'm thinking Great Tusk. I think Great Tusk is a great option right now. So we'll go into Tuscany real quick. There we go. What I'm going to do is, I've got the booster energy, obviously I've popped that early, but I couldn't see Great Tusk being too useful elsewhere. I mean, they've got the Rotom, which is obviously not faster, but it's nearly faster. And it's pretty bulky, so it can definitely take a close combat and retaliate with a Hydro Pump, so we don't want to do that. I think they definitely either stay in and go for a Stealth Rocks, or they switch out into Decidueye here, so I'm going to go for a nice and powerful knockoff, try and catch it off guard. They do withdraw the Iron Treads. We're going to get a knockoff on anything that comes in, so it's not too big a deal. They do go into Decidueye, which is a great switch, you know, in theory. Nice and shiny as well, gotta love it. We go for the knockoff, that's going to destroy Decidueye. It was a crit. I don't know whether that crit mattered. The great thing about the crit, though, is that it's going to mask our set. So they don't know that we're an offensive Great Tusk necessarily, which is always nice. So they're going to go into Rotom. So Rotom comes in. Rotom obviously walls us, so we've got to be careful here. I think my best bet, expecting a burn or a Hydro Pump, is to go into Slowking. So I'm going to go into Slowking real quick. Slowking seems like a good matchup against Rotom Wash. So we'll go into that real quick. It's a shame the Decidueye didn't get to do anything. Maybe ours will, you never know. They go for a Hydro Pump. It's obviously not going to do a lot of damage to Slowking over here, who is going to be able to sponge that hit like it's absolutely nothing, which is always nice. So. Let's go for that nice and powerful Future Sight. We go for Future Sight here. They probably go into the Hisui and Zoroark here. They probably Volt Switch into Hisui and Zoroark, right? Let's go for a Chilly Reception. Let's see what they do. So they're going to go for a Volt Switch as you would expect. It's going to do a decent little bit of chunk of damage to Slowking, of course. And we're going to go ahead and go for a Chilly Reception. Let's see what they do here. Let's see what they do. They go Baxcalibur. So Baxcalibur comes in. We have no way of telling whether or not this is actually Baxcalibur or not because we didn't attack. We go for a Chilly Reception. That is unfortunately going to set up the snow, which is good for Baxcalibur, but Baxcalibur still doesn't want to take a Draco Meteor, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Hydreigon real quick. I think Hydreigon's definitely a good switch. We could also go Great Tusk, get a nice and powerful close combat off, or a Headlong Rush. However, if it is a Zoroark, it's going to one-shot us with the Shadow Ball. So, got to be careful what we do here. Got to be careful what we do. I think maybe going into Hydreigon and dropping a Draco will be good. It's a tough decision to make because we don't know what it is. Let's go Hydreigon. Let's go Hydreigon. Maleficent. And I say we go straight for the safe attack, which is going to be the nice and powerful U-turn. U-turn. So the great thing here is if they do Dragon Dance, expecting us to go for a U-turn again, then we can just bring Hydreigon back in, Terastallize into a Steel type, and drop a Draco on its face. So let's go for a U-turn real quick. They are going to Terastallize, which is absolutely fine by me. Let's see what type it goes into. Depending on the type, we'll be able to tell whether it's Zoroark or not. I mean, we're going to find out if it's Zoroark anyway. They go into an electric type, which is interesting. So, electric Baxcalibur. What does that do? I mean, it gives it one weakness being ground, which is, I guess, pretty good. But it loses its defensive capabilities in the what do you call it? They probably go for a Glaive Rush here, so I am kind of incandescent to go into my Great Tusk. I'm also thinking Checkmate's pretty good here. We could definitely get, but then again, not really. I think I go into Great Tusk. So if they go for a Dragon Dance, we're kind of bone. If they don't, they go for an Ice Crash. Oh dear, that's gonna hurt. KOs my Great Tusk in one shot as a critical hit. It was a crit. That crit mattered. That's not fair. I'm joking. Obviously, I got the crit earlier on the Decidueye, so I guess it was about time that we got something. But now that Great Tusk is gone, I don't really see how we can handle this Baxcalibur effectively. I really don't see how we can handle it that effectively. So, there is one option, and that's Hydreigon. We're going to have to Tera Steel. And the reason we Tera Steel is so we can resist both its stabs, but we also don't get hit by Earthquake because of the Levitate ability. So let's Terastallize into a Steel type and go for that nice and powerful Draco. And we need to get some damage off on this Baxcalibur, and I think now is the time. So Hydreigon's going to come through. I didn't think they would go for the Icicle Crash on the Hydreigon, mainly because Icicle Crash has a good chance to miss. Whereas Glaive Rush is 100% accurate, and it's 120 base power, and it'll just slam through anything. So unless they predicted the Great Tusk, which would make it a good play on their part. So we go for a Draco. Doesn't do much damage at all. That's worryingly less amount of damage. Huh. So that's unfortunate. And what can we do here, though? So, I guess they must be Assault Vest, which is fine. I guess. Not really. Not really fine at all. That's very bad. Very bad. I suppose we just drop another Draco, really. So let's drop another Draco. We're just going to get as much damage off on the Baxcalibur as we possibly can. Obviously, special attacks fall in there. They go for a Terra Blast, which is Terra Electric. Oh my god. What an interesting Baxcalibur set, though. Terra Electric, I haven't seen that yet. That does a lot of damage, though. So we're gonna have to do something here. Let's expect the Terra Blast again and go into Decidueye. Decidueye is basically our best bet of taking this thing out with Sucker Punch. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and switch out my Hydreigon, and if Decidueye goes down here, it's not in the vein because we can then bring Hydreigon in and fire off in a full power Draco Meteor. So they don't want to go ahead and risk that, so they're going to switch out themselves. They're going to go back into Rotom, which is absolutely fine by me. I don't mind that at all. The snow is going to stop, which is always nice. We just go for a Leaf Blade here, right? Because if they're defensive with Will-O-Wisp, we should outspeed. If they are offensive, they probably don't have anything to tackle us. So I think we go for a safe Leaf Blade here. Leaf Blade comes through, cleanly does a lot of damage to the Rotom, and we're going to lose some health from the Life Orb. So that was good damage as they go for a Will-O-Wisp, which is unfortunately going to cripple our Decidueye. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's kind of worked out for us. So they probably go into the Dragonite here. We could go for a Swords Dance if we really want to. Swords Dance could be good, but I feel like going for Spirit Shackle is going to be important because A, we're going to be able to nab that KO on the Rotom probably, hopefully. And B, we'll be able to break the multi-scale on the Dragonite. So let's go for a Spirit Shackle real quick and see how that goes for us. They go for a Protect just to see what we're going to do. Fair enough. Fine by me. Absolutely fine by me. We go for a Spirit Shackle. Obviously, it fails because of the Protect. Again, fine by me. I don't really mind that, to be honest with you. What we can do now is, though, if we expect them to Volt Switch on us, then they won't Volt Switch. They'll Hard Switch. They're probably going to something along the lines of the Baxcalibur, maybe. You know what? Leaf Blade will still break the multi-scale on the Dragonite, so let's just go for the Leaf Blade. They're probably thinking now, oh, if they're going to go for Spirit Shackle, we can just like stay in. No, they're not. Okay, they're not going to do that. So they are going to withdraw the Rotom. Are they going to go Dragonite? They go into the Iron Treads. So Iron Treads comes through. We're going to get a nice and powerful Leaf Blade off, which is going to do some decent bit of chip damage to it, as we do lose some HP ourselves. So the great thing about this now is I'm thinking we just stay in with Decidueye and just attack. I feel like the only way we're getting around this is if we just go for a Leaf Blade right now. So let's go for a Leaf Blade real quick. Just get some damage off. And with the Leaf Blade has a high crit chance as well. I'm not banking on the crit, but you know, a crit chance would be nice. As they do withdraw the Iron Treads, expecting us to switch out, I'm guessing. And they're going to go into Baxcalibur, the Rank Master. So Baxcalibur comes back in. Baxcalibur's going to take a Leaf Blade to the face, as that does get a critical hit and cleanly takes the Baxcalibur out. So that is absolutely amazing. Decidueye putting in the finest of work right now. What a beast. It nearly destroyed the Rotom, took out the Baxcalibur. And you know what? I think this video deserves the title, The Ultimate Decidueye Team. And it's going in the thumbnail. I don't care what anyone says. In comes the Iron Treads again. So Iron Treads is a good one. We probably just go for a Leaf Blade, right? So let's go for a Leaf Blade. If they want to take us out, they can take us out. I'm staying in. They go for a knockoff. That's going to cleanly take out Decidueye, unfortunately. As down it goes. But Robinroot did good. He took out the Baxcalibur. He nearly took out the Rotom Wash. I think it did good this game. I think that's about as good as you're going to get with Decidueye. Because Decidueye, you know, unfortunately is not the best Pokemon in the world. It's definitely not the best Pokemon in the world. That goes to something else, I think. So, what can we do now? Let's go for... See, we could go for Slowking, get a nice and powerful Future Sight off, but we're gonna go for we're gonna get a knockoff to the face, aren't we? If we do that. So I'm thinking. I know, steady on, Jack. Thinking away. We keep the Hydreigon for the Zoroark. We go into Volcarona right now. The reason we go Volcarona is because A, I have like some defensive investment, I believe. So I should be able to take at least one Earthquake from this thing. And they don't normally carry Stone Edge. So I'm going to go straight for a Fiery Dance right now. And just start racking up damage. Fiery Dance comes through. We do outspeed, which is great. That's going to definitely take out the Iron. No, it doesn't. It lives. We do get a special attack boost, which is great, as they go for an EQ now, which is, of course, going to do a lot of damage to Volcarona. Not enough to take it out, of course, but, you know, damage is damage at the end of the day. Damage is damage at the end of the day. So, let's go for another Fiery Dance. Should do a lot of damage to anything that switches in if they do want to switch out and preserve their Iron Treads, but I don't think they do here. I'm pretty sure Slowking's Future Sight is going to hurt as well. Once we get rid of this Iron Treads, Future Sight will just sting anything, really. Fiery Dance comes through. It's going to take out the Iron Treads, of course. Volcarona coming through like a beast. Well deserved. On the last video, we swept with Volcarona, which is crazy. Well, not really. Volcarona is a brilliant sweeper Pokemon. Definitely a brilliant sweeper Pokemon. So, let's see how this goes for us now. In comes Rotom, which is a very interesting choice, because that's a Zoroark. That's 100% a Zoroark. We've got a couple of options here. We could go for the nice and powerful Kingambit switch, but I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because we don't know what set this thing is. It could be Choice Specs. It could be anything, really. So they go for a Bitter Malice, which is, of course, going to take us out from there. So Volcarona goes down. Now we've got a couple of options. So we could go Kingambit, or we can go Hydreigon. But Hydreigon could be useful. We still have the Rotom to take out and all that wonderful stuff. I think Hydreigon's probably the best, because Kingambit could be really good against the... No. Because here's the thing. Hydreigon gets taken out by Extreme Speed anyway, even though it's a Steel type, because it's on low HP. It'd be I think if we're going to use Hydreigon, it's now. I think Hydreigon's best bet is now. So we'll go Hydreigon. We'll go for that nice and powerful Dark Pulse right now. And we do outspeed because we're Choice Scarfed, unless they're Choice Scarfed, which they won't be. They're going to withdraw the Rotom. They're going to go into their own Rotom. They are going to go into their own Rotom. Brilliant. That was a good guess by me. And they're going to sag that off to a Dark Pulse. Now, I want to believe we can win this. I really want to believe we can win this. I feel like Dragonite pulls this back for them, though. So we're going to go ahead and go into Rotom. That could easily be the the Zoroark again, right? Could still be the Zoroark, I believe, in a thing called Love. Just listen to the rhythm of your heart. Anyway, I think we go for the Dark Pulse just in case it is the Zoroark. Yeah, let's go for the Dark Pulse just in case. So they do stay in. We'll break that multiscale. They go for a Dragon Dance. Okay, that's scary. That's real scary right there. So do they have extreme speed? That's the real question. So let's find out. Let's go for a Dark Pulse again. Let's see if we can get some damage off. They go for an extreme speed. That's going to KO us, unfortunately. Despite it being resisted, we are on death's door. So Hydreigon does go down, unfortunately, but it did good. It got the Baxcalibur down to the point where Decidueye could take it down. It broke the multiscale on the Dragonite. It scared the Hisuian Zoroark out, and now we're kind of boned. So, Kingambit. I believe that with Supreme Overlord, they're not going to go for an extreme speed. They go for an Earthquake here. So let's go for a Sucker Punch, try and get some damage off. So Sucker Punch comes through. Nearly takes out the Dragonite, which is amazing. They go for an EQ. That's going to take us right down to the point where extreme speed will definitely finish us off. So we got some leftovers recovery, which is always nice. Now we don't go for a Sucker Punch. We go for a Kowtow Cleave just on the off chance we can live in extreme speed. Let's go for that Kowtow Cleave real quick. They go for a Dragon Dance. They go for the Dragon Dance expecting the Sucker Punch. But no. No. Why would I go for a Sucker Punch if you've got extreme speed? I wouldn't. Kowtow Cleave comes through. Down goes the Dragonite. And that just worked out really nicely for us. Extremely nicely for us. Extremely nicely for us. As we're going to get some more leftover recovery. And Kingambit is going to pull this back for us. I think overall this game, no matter how the outcome comes out, I think the whole team put in some work today. I think the whole team put in the work. So Zoroark, the Radiant, comes through. We go for a Sucker Punch just in case they are... I mean, if they're Nasty Plot, they're Nasty Plot. If they do go for a Nasty Plot, we're kind of boned. Sucker Punch comes through, takes out the Zoroark, and that is going to be the game. So it was a close one. There was a few unfortunate crits on both sides. But it is what it is. Thank you for the game, Chris. That was pretty awesome. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.